Okay, hello, welcome back to T Brown Special, the Random Engineer channel. I haven't really posted much besides shorts, but I'm going to try and start posting more and more video content on YouTube. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, so if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. I work as an engineer, so I feel like the best I can do is talk about engineering. One of the most common questions that I had while being in engineering school was, what does an engineer actually do? So in this video, I'm going to try and explain to you the best I can in common terminologies and language of what an engineer actually does from a day-to-day basis, or what is an engineer altogether. Here we go, let's talk about it. So this video is going to be made basically, I'm going to be trying to do chores while I answer this question. One thing that people don't realize is that engineering is a variety of things. Like, an engineer doesn't necessarily just do one thing. Doesn't matter what you studied, where you went to school for engineering. We all learn problem solving. I think people have this misconception that an engineer only does one thing. If you're a mechanical engineer, you only work as a mechanical engineer. You don't do anything else. But most companies, when they hire someone or they hire an engineer, what they're trying to actually hire for is a problem solver. No one's actually trying to hire an engineer for a certain task unless they're looking for someone in a technical role. For me personally, like, I got hired on management roles. So basically what I do is, as an engineer, I'm there to solve problems in the management aspect in a variety of different things. Like, when the company hired me, they were training me in supervisory positions in operations. Mostly, I enjoy the maintenance and the project management side of it, of course, as an engineer. Most engineers do. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's the only task that I have. I'm not sitting there designing technical components every single day. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that engineering can take a lot of different forms and shapes. So when we're in school, we learn a lot of this technical aspect of stuff that we think, oh, this is it, this is what I'm going to do. If I'm learning AutoCAD or SolidWorks or whatever, this is what I'm going to do when I go in the real world. If that is what you like, it is a possibility for you to do that, yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a job where you just do AutoCAD all day, 24/7, right? Because that's not necessarily always the case for engineers. Especially if you want to grow as an engineer, that's not all you can do. You have to be able to manage people and learn that supervising aspect of engineering. If you don't have that, you'll never grow as an engineer. So the real question then comes down to is, I'm studying engineering. What am I going to do in the future? What does an engineer do? So if you're in your first, second year of engineering, you're sitting there and you're wondering, oh my God, like, what does an engineer really do? What am I going to do in the future? How do I earn a living? Like, if I go in the real world and I call myself an engineer, what does that really mean, right? Like, you're sitting there and wondering that if you're still in college or university. If you've done an internship at an engineering firm or like some sort of manufacturing facility, you might realize what an engineer actually does. But you still don't know. I'm going to give you a little definition of what I think an engineer does. In like very simple terms. Like I mentioned earlier, the simple term for an engineer is a problem solver. A problem solver in the aspect that I don't care what problem you come to me with, I will solve it. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be an operations problem, it could be a math problem, it could be an accounting problem, whatever it is, I'm going to find a way to solve your problem. I think those are the ones that make the best types of engineers. I don't have a lot of experience, so I can't speak in the terms of like, I have 20 years of experience. I've only been in the real world of work, in the work aspect of engineering, for the last almost a year and a half. But this is what I've noticed. And the engineers that I've talked to, especially the ones that work for like design engineers and technical engineers, the best thing they say is that we have a product and we have a solution, and we are the best engineers where we know this machine inside and out, and we can solve the problem of any aspect of that machine. So now you're wondering is like, what will I do as an engineer? You can take multiple different roles in engineering, but I can break them down into like a few aspects that I think you could possibly do. Breaking these down for you, I think the majority of engineers fall into about 3 to 4 categories. The first category is technical engineers. Engineers that know the technical ins and outs of an item, an equipment, or a process. So these engineers have the technicalities of being able to do a certain thing at a very precise and technical aspect of it. Or have a lot of knowledge on one technicality of something, like drawing, or process, or P&IDs. The second group of engineers are management. They're your management engineers. These are engineers that understand how to communicate well with people. These engineers understand that communication is keys. A lot of these engineers end up working as like sales engineers, having that little bit of technicality role to it, but a lot more to do with the people sides of it. These are different groups of engineers. The third types of engineers fall into not even engineering at all. They go and decide to do something completely different. They'll go into analytics, statistics, mathematics. They'll go into certain different programming aspects of things where it's still technical, but it is more focused on something that they're passionate about. I've seen a lot of engineers graduate with engineering degrees and go work for banks or become actuaries or become accountants or do math with an engineering degree because you're able to do that. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that what does an engineer actually do, or if you're questioning what it is an engineer is a problem solver. It is someone that is able to solve any type of problem in any situation. When you get hired and you're trying to get hired and they're asking you why that you should be hired or why they should hire you, you have to say, I can solve the problems that you have that you might not be able to solve yourself. I can make your life easier by solving the issues that arise before they become a problem to you. So, as an engineer, we are nothing but problem solvers. All right, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully we get another video every Sunday from now on. All right, thanks so much.